Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our specialty class today. Well, I hope you've all got your coffee because I've had visitors all morning and I really haven't had a chance to. I got up, had a shower, washed my hair, but haven't had a chance to straighten it yet. But that's okay. It's natural today. It still looks okay. But I had little Addie and Crystal call in today. Really lovely to catch up with them. Today we're using the Grassy Grove. And we're doing a technique for the Northern Lights. Now, I don't know about everyone else, but on Facebook at the moment, Northern Lights are everywhere. Hi, Tanya, how are you? I've been watching so many photos come up, even here in Australia. Like my cousin put up a beautiful one up in Bensail the other day, and it was all pinks and blues and absolutely gorgeous photos of all these lights. Hi, Suzanne, how are you? Love to you and your hubby. I hope all's going well today. So I thought I would actually do something. And then yesterday, believe it or not, I actually was just finishing off my video and a video popped up from Linda Durkee, who's also a demonstrator, same wavelength, same idea, and she was doing the Northern Lights as well. And it's quite interesting because you can do it with using your blenders and your blender brushes and inks and create a beautiful scene. Hi Heather, how are you? Good to see you on. So I'm just going to have a mouthful of my coffee and move it out of the way, and we will get started. So I'm going to come down here. Now, this is excellent to do on your glass mat. If you've got a glass mat, this is a little bit messy, but it's a lot of fun. It's one of those things like when you're a kid, you like to make a lot of mess. I've actually gone with the 14 by 10, so no mat on this particular one. It will just go straight onto a card. And I've chosen some palettes. So I've chosen, for one, Flirty Flamingo, Blackberry Bliss, Pool Party, and Blueberry Bath. So that's the first one we're going to do. I'm just going to do the Northern Light part today and also bring in a scene. So, and then we'll put the cards together as well. So the first one I'm going to start off with is my bubble bath. So I want this to be a light technique, and sometimes it could be a yellow, but I got this idea of virtually the colours from my cousin's photos that she put up because it was so pinks and purples. It was just absolutely gorgeous. But I'm going to start off in the middle of my page and just go around and around and around and around and around and around and just get this a little bit in the pink tinge here. And the more you work it, the more colour you'll get, the more it'll come out. So I'm just going to come in with this. Now this is the bubble bath. It's a very light pink, but we want a light pink to start off with, and we just want to end some areas. We don't want it all over, so we just want to end some areas. Now you've got to remember, if you're going to do a silhouette down the bottom, you want to leave a little bit of space to do your silhouette as well. And there's lots of different stamp sets that you can use for your silhouette type image. So we're just going to come in here. So say hello if you come on. If it's your first time on here, hello. And if you're watching the replay, hello, hello. And we're going to now come in with Pool Party. So we're going to bring this Pool Party in. Now, there's different ways you can use your blender brushes. You can do, like I just did, round circles there, like in a circular motion. But this time I'm going to do straight up. I'm just going to bring this brush straight up like this. Okay, so I'm just going to keep coming over that technique happening here. And I'm just going to bring a little bit more up here. It's good when you actually then can blend that bottom bit in with the pink. So just blend it, circular motions to do that blending. Who loves a blender class? Who would love a blender class? Learn how to do this. Blenders are fantastic. I love using my blender brushes. And when I'm talking about blenders, I'm talking about blender brushes, not the alcohol blenders in pens. I'm talking about blending in brushes and using our inks. Okay, so I'm just going to bring a little bit up the side here as well. I just want a little bit up the side here. Okay. Now I'm going to come in with another bluey greeny colour. Now I'm going to come in with the Flirty Flamingo. I'm going to come in with Flirty Flamingo and then a little bit of other bluey colour. Now this is pretty strong colour, so you might want to start off here first and just get that colour happening through your brush before you actually come onto your page. You might want to actually come into this and blend into this. And you will see where you blend over your blue, it will change colour as well. Okay, so you might want to start off and come through. Now, if you didn't get a chance to catch Linda's video yesterday, pop over onto her Facebook page too, because I know Linda and I do similar things, but we both do different types of techniques, but very similar in ways. Her surname is spelled D-A-L-K-E, Dalkey. She's a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and she also has been doing this type of technique, which is fantastic. So my full colour that I'm going to bring on here is going to be Blackberry Bliss. Where's my Blackberry Bliss brush? And this is going to be my darker type colour. This is a good time to ink refill your inks pads as well, because you can add the inks refill in there, which I put a little bit on here this morning, and you can use your blender brush to blend that through. So it's a really good time to do a double whammy, which is really good. So I'm going to come in here with it very dark around this edge here. And I'm going to come down very softly through here. Now you can come in as light or as dark as you want, and you can add more colour to it as well. Okay, so you can always come in and add a little bit more colour if you want to. And I'm going to bring this down here as well. And you can get the colours coming through. Now you might want to, I'm just going to wipe that. I've got my chamois here. Okay, so you might want to come down with a bit more blue on there, or another colour. Just remember, if you're using a blue and you're coming back over with the blue, that be careful when you pop it back into your ink, because it can pick up the colour that's on your card. So I'm going to start off here, and I'm just going to come down and share that and just blend it. So I like to get a tissue or piece of paper towel and come down and wipe it on that before I could pick up the ink again. Okay, it's just a tip. Okay, so we're going to come in here, and we're just going to come in and do this shooting part up here, just to get those. I've got a little bit of purple on there. No, just wipe that off again. Okay. Now this is where you're going to also come in with your water painter. Your water painter, when you get a set of 3 water painters, oh, that doesn't want to click out. When you get a set of 3 water painters, you get a big one that's got a wide brush on it, okay? This is awesome for this type of technique as well, because your bristles are really lovely. Now, I'm going to grab another, I'll grab my sponge here. Okay, so let's come down here. Just have this here because I want to squeeze some water out so you can see the water coming out. And you want it wet but not dripping. Okay, you want it wet but not dripping. Now with the Northern Lights, you get lots of swirls in the sky. So this is like, how do you apply the white to get that? And both Linda and I do this exactly the same way, which is fantastic. I was actually rapt to see her do exactly what I was doing. So beautiful way of doing it. Using your refill and coming in and adding the white. Now you can add more, but I like to not add too much to start off with. Now you can go either up or you can come down depending on what image you want. So we're going to start this one with a down one. So we're going to be very mindful. And we're going to come on a downfall. And I'm just using my chamois because I don't want that too wet. And we're going to bring it down. And we're going to drag it down. And this one we can drag up if we want to. We can bring this one on an upward motion if we wanted to. And we can even come a little bit with this up. So you get a little bit of up and a little bit of down. Now, if you don't want the wet look, you can always come in with just a paintbrush. Okay, so you can just come in with a normal paintbrush. Okay, so I'm just going to come and bring this around and just keep on bringing this down here. Now, if you have too much white in there, you can always come back and add some more colour. It depends what you want from your scene, okay? So now we're going to come in with my black. Where's my black? I think that one's my black. Okay, so let me share this with you. We're going to actually stamp out first some, I'm just going to do trees on this one, and then I'm going to bring in some other images on other ones that I do. Okay. So, just going to put these are out of the Grassy Grove stamp set, these trees. So I'm going to start off with these ones. But first I'm going to do my black. Now you can use, with your black, you can do a ripping of the paper if you want to and do a ripping effect. I want a different effect, so I'm going to start with, lucky I've got black coming on here. Because I just put my finger on that, just holding my ink. Okay, so we're going to come in with the black. I'm going to put that up that way a little bit because so I can hang on to it. Now, it just depends where you want and what you want. And sometimes I like that fine white line still coming in from the black. So in other words, I don't want to go all the way. I want to leave that little bit of just greyish colour there in that area there. And I want to firm this up a little bit up here. Okay, so once you get your black that way, then you can come in with your stamp. You do get messy hands doing this, by the way. Okay, so once you get your image all inked up where you want it, then you can come up. And the good thing about it is that you can come up as far as you want on this black part. Okay, so you can get, and I'm just going to quickly rub where the stems are, so I don't get distinct. And we're going to come down a little bit. Whoop, come back here. And once again, I'm just going to quickly rub through where the stems are, because I don't want a complete image happening there. And I'm going to come down a bit shorter. Once again, I'm just going to come in and give this a rub around this area. And then here we're going to come up higher and give this a little bit of a rub as well. Now I'm also going to come in with a bit of black to the top end. And I'm just going to bring this in. Now, if you're worried about touching it with fingers, grab a tissue and hang on to the tissue, because we can get fingerprints and we don't want fingerprints on it. So we just want to come up and darken this edge up the top here a little bit with the black. I'm just using Memento black. You can use your basic black if you want to. I'm just using my Memento, and I'm just going to come in along the edge there a little bit as well. Also, I'm just going to very slightly run that over the top. Okay, I'm just going to wipe this black off. And that's sort of like our first little image of the Southern Lights, or the Northern Lights, I should say, not the Southern Lights, but the Northern Lights. So you can sort of see you can do all different sorts. So let's go with different colours this time and a different image. So I'm just going to clean this, clean that, and put my lid back on my black, because we don't want that there. I'm just going to give this a bit of a quick wipe with my chamois. I love the chamois because it absorbs all the ink up into it, which is great. Now I'm going to get my dry brush. Sorry, my brush is over here, so I'm just going to grab it. Now I usually when I'm doing painting techniques like this, I'll use a number 4, but you can use a 14, this one is, this is a big 14, but you can use any size you want. And this is just for dry brushing with the ink. Okay, so let me grab another bit of paper for you. And we're going to come in and start with, I think we'll go in with, that one I did in pinks. This one I think will go orange and yellows maybe, and Lost Lagoon and different colours like that. Let's try that. So lightest colour first, always, so you don't get your lightest colours all messed up. So you might want to bring this in. This is, not sure which one this one is, I just grabbed it. Oh, this is Lemon Lolly, but you can use either yellow, any yellow that you want. And just add as much as you want. Okay, through here. And then I'm going to also add, put that one over there because that's just for yellow. Grab my orange. I'm using pumpkin pie. You can use any of the orange colours. Once again, great idea to do the ink refilling at the same time and massage it into your ink pad. Okay, so now this is going to be pretty dark, so I'm going to come out on my glass mat first. And I'm going to bring in some of this orange. Now, depending on how you want to add it to your picture is entirely up to you, whether you want to do little circular motions, however you want, or whether you want to do straight up and down. That's up to you. Okay, so we've got some orange pumpkin pie happening there. Okay, now one of my favourite colours for the Northern Lights is Lost Lagoon, because I don't know, I was looking at a lot of the pictures and they had this like bluey green. It wasn't really, I think that this one, trying to find my right brushes. It was like a bluey green. It wasn't a real blue, it wasn't a real green, it was a bluey green. And let's try this one. I think this is going to be the colour that I want. Yes. Okay. As your brushes wear out a little bit, they're going to get, because I've used my brushes over and over and over and over again, you're going to get different techniques with your brushes. Okay, you will get that different technique. When you come over your orange and yellow, you're going to get a tinge of green happening there as well. But that's okay. We just want to blend all the colours in together really well. Okay. You can bring the colours on both sides or just one side. It's entirely up to you. But we're going to go with, I'm going to go with my Night of Navy at the end, but I'm going to go with Balmy Blue next. Where's my Balmy Blue one? There's my orange one. No, I think this one's my blue one. Okay, so come in and add some blue as well. It will also change depending on how wet your inks are as well. Okay, so if your inks are light in colour, not much ink, this one hasn't got much ink in it, it probably needed some ink refill in it, and I probably could have shown you how to do that today with this. That's all right. Who would like to see another segment of this tomorrow? Tell me in the comments, would you like me to do another segment of this tomorrow, and I'll show you how also to do your ink refills as well. Okay, so we're going to come in We don't want that looking like a blob just sitting there. We want to blend that in, so make sure that you pick the colour up and you blend it through. Okay, and I wanted the effect of it, all the colours coming down, because when you're looking up at the sky, that's sort of what you get. Now, when you're doing your white, you just want to sometimes just use a tiny little bit of white, not too much white, and you might just want to do a straight line across, and you might want to do it coming down, and you might want to go straight across. You might want to just do the lines a little bit differently. And this time we're going to dry brush it. So we're going to come upwards. We're going to come up with the dry brush. So just keep coming up with the dry brush. And you can add more white if you want to, but this time it's all coming upwards. And you're just going to keep that brush going, and just keep bringing it up, bringing that brush up. Now, it's going to give you a completely different effect. If you want it a bit darker, you can come in with a little bit more ink. Okay, so you can just put it on as you need. This is like a sed, this one. So it's coming in like a sed. And then across here. Now come down a little bit from the first light. So we're going to come through, and it's going to give it a little bit more wider effect when it comes through this second time, where the white's going to go over the white. So stretch that brush all the way through to the end. Okay, so make sure it's all coming right up. Through to the end. Okay, so we're going to wipe this off. We're going to have a lot of messy mess here. I need to just turn my chamois in. I fold it so that I can use it 5 or 6 times as I twist it around. Okay, like I said, it's hard to keep your fingers clean on this one. So this one we're going to come in with the train. So let me see, where's that train? We're going to come in with the train on this one. It's a solid enough stamp that we can do that. Okay, so I'm just going to put that on a big block. Or actually, I'm going to have it on my table this way, and I'm going to actually turn this around this way. And I want it pretty black. And I like doing it this way on the glass mat because I'm not getting it around the edges. Okay, so it's pretty awesome. Now, normally I let this dry a lot longer. Okay, normally I let this dry a lot longer, but I'm just going to come straight down and give it a rub. Waiting for the magic. How beautiful is that? Okay, just put that over there for a minute. Now, the good thing about this is we're going to let that dry a little bit, but we're going to come in with that black, and we're going to do our black around the bottom. Now, I don't want to get black up in that area, so I'm going to have to be mindful of where my fingers are. So this is where you can wear, some people wear cotton gloves, but I'm just going to hold it with the tissue. Okay, so I'm going to come in here and bring this black up into my train area. Which is really, really awesome. But I'm not going to use the black up the top. I'm going to use navy, lighter navy up the top. I'll put the lid on that. I'll just move that out of the way for a minute. I like to clean up as I go because it makes it a lot easier. And then I just turn this inside out this way now, which gives me cleaning as well. And it's not really wet, so it means I can come back and work with my work over the top. Okay, I've just finished doing the colouring on this one, which is the Night of Navy. And then if you would like to see more of this, put in the comments that you'd like to see more, and I'll do a second episode tomorrow with this as well. So with some other stamp sets as well. So let's just come in and hold this. Just got to hold it tight enough that it's not going to move. And I'm just going to come down with this blue. This is the Night of Navy. Okay, you get that beautiful effect. I like to then just run my Night of Navy up through it. It's got nothing really much left back on there, but I haven't loaded it up again, but I'm just running it through to blend some of that white and colour in. We all like to do things differently, so it'd be good to go and watch Linda's, because Linda, I'm sure, does it a little bit different. I just happened to watch just the tiniest little bit that she did yesterday. I didn't have time to watch it all because I was getting ready to go on myself, but I just loved seeing what she come up with as well, which I think she put it on demonstrator business page this morning. If you're a demonstrator, you'll be able to see Linda's. You'd love to see more tomorrow? Okay, look at that. How gorgeous is that? So we've got two here showing you different ways, and I just love, like, I've distinctly in this one done a lot of the orange as the colour, but I knew I was using the train, and I think it also brings in what colour. I did one a little bit earlier as well, so you can sort of see more of a twist on the white. Okay, so you can sort of see, you can do a little bit more of a twist. But Robbie, this one was from, I sort of saw your photo and thought, oh my God, that is just absolutely beautiful, of the pinks. And that's what gave me the idea of the pinks on this one. And that's watering the white down. This one's dry brushing it. And this one's dry brushing it, but up the other way. So it just depends which way you want to bring your white, whether you're bringing it down or bringing it up. Well, that's all we have time for today. But if you'd like to see more tomorrow, just put, I'd like to see more tomorrow. And I'll just keep doing it for a few more days if you'd like to see it. And then we can put them into some cards as well. So thank you so much for joining me today. God bless you all, and I'll see you all very soon. Bye for now.